Hello, and welcome all to the 77 part on self exploration, joining the dots, contemplating, comprehending, and sharing it with you all raw. All that sounds great is the grace of all those who have blessed me, and all that sounds not so great is my limitation. A religion to responsibility. Ascetics often quote not to stop people from being religious. Is being religious wrong? That depends upon how one defines religion, dharma. We have thought on this in part 69 and 70. The meaning of dharma. What is the meaning of dharma? Religion is actually duty. So religion creates a good impact on the mass of good values. And when this religion induces responsibility in you, that takes religion on a very different pinnacle. So the journey of religion is to create a responsibility. I have also talked of spotting coherence and parallelima in some of my earlier parts. I will post the links for those videos in the description box, so I may not repeat the same ideas over here. So many thoughts keep surfing, and two diametrically opposite experiences reflected the same. Trying to put those experiences over here and trying to join the dots. Scene 1. One of the most coveted ritual of our Indian culture is yagna, in which a holy fire is generated using the sun's energy. In the real yagna, these days we see many people performing yagnas, but they take the fire from the matchstick. Either they light a camphor or either they light uh, the oil lamp, and from there they take the fire, which is then worshipped. But in the real yagna, the fire, the spark which has to be taken to be worshipped, has to be taken from the sun by using a lens, and then the ignited um, fire using this is used for worship. Apart from that, yagna, the whole purpose and the real purpose of yagna was to purify the atmosphere using the correct trees, using the correct twigs in the correct proportion, supported by the correct chants, which will generate typical energies and which will fight out, in the first place, the microbes, the disease causing agents from the atmosphere. In the earlier times, where there were no other disinfecting measures available to the society, our rishis had designed very specific yagnas for specific times of the year, with specific chants that create the desired vibe, the desired sound waves in the atmosphere, and they drive away not only the disease causing agents but also the negative vibes from the minds of people. With time, this real purpose got hampered. The procedure remained, but the intention behind it got hampered. Also, in the earlier times, there was no scarcity of food. There was no scarcity of green coverage. And therefore, the excess The excess was always used for yagnas, not by starving people. Over the years, these rituals are many a times condemned by humanitarians, saying that instead of offering milk to some idols, pouring milk on idols, or putting food stuff in yagnas and burning it to ashes, ghee, food, twigs, and compromising on a green cover, starving people, what do we get out of yagnas? This thought of today's humanitarians is not wrong, but the real purpose behind it is lost in the whole story. And therefore, those who actually understand both become mum. When they try to explain, they are punched by both the sectors, blind followers and blind opposers. The real purpose is set aside, and a bad exaggeration of the whole idea spoils the whole germ. The medicated smoke of the yagna that drives away all the negativities in the atmosphere. By offering the fire god the correct fuel, creating the correct type of smoke, creating the correct type of heat in the correct days, was the purpose of yajna, which was completely lost, and a controversy remained which cannot be converted into responsibility. A completely different backdrop. In the past, India is known for its well organized universities and educational hubs. The ashram system was indeed the most excellent and ideal system for learning, where students used to leave their houses and stay in the ashram in the Gurukul for 12 years, dedicated to learning, where they were given the education of all sorts, not only the Vedas and Puranas, but also warfare, also administration, also different manufacturing. The Bhrigukul, the different kulas, the different ashramas over India are well known for an all-rounder treatment to the child, which we talk of these days. Forget about this very old system. Until a few years ago, prestigious institutes like IIT had very inspiring goals when they were set, and students who really proved their inherent caliber only got into it. It was a love for education, it was a love for subject that got these children driven into these institutes. And others who could not make it to the mark peacefully opted what they got in their natural capacity. There was no mad rat race. Everybody got some other jobs, and the society was stable. People were happy in their own places. Over a period of time, the limelight that these institutes got, and the more attraction towards the pay packages that were offered to the students coming out of prestigious institutes, attracted the classes and masses. Without the love of the subject, a mad rat race started. Crazy exaggeration, mythical ideas, and blind rat race has engulfed this aspect of life also. The stability and the peace in which the society existed in a coherence. Students are getting hammered and pushed by mechanical grinding. The love for the subject is thrown out of the window. It is nowhere. In the process, the students have lost their spirit of true learning. Education, which was a worship in Gurukul system in our ancient India, education was worship, and it was given in a very, very pious fashion. That it's become a market now. It's been sold. When yagnas were made in ancient India, forget about water, food, water were never sold. There was nothing like a restaurant or hotel in any parts. Used to reside in some travelers used to reside in somebody's houses when they cut through villages, and they were happily given food and water by the natives. So when started getting sold, when food started getting sold, the society came one step down. Similarly, when education started getting sold, politics, market entered education, the real flavor of learning, the real meaning of education got spoiled, got changed. It just became a means to earn money. The society is so blinded that nothing reverts their desperation, and the true purpose of good education has been lost. The ones who really understand the situation get disturbed to the core. They are helpless, they are disturbed. And when they try to explain, again they are punched by both the sectors. The blind followers of the system and the blind opposers of the system. The true crux of the matter gets lost in the whole purpose, and blind exaggeration sets in. Today, there are reformers, ascetics, workers who are trying to bring these reforms in the society. Trends going in wrong direction are indeed highly disturbing. Scenario is going out of control, and true experts are disturbed to their core. But the good people have not given up, and that is a sign of some hopes, some ray of hope for some reversal of these systems. I recently heard a beautiful sentence that when constructive people stop talking, the voice of the destructive society is raised up. Constructive people often feel that not fighting, not talking is decency, and in the process, they do not raise the voice of truth, voice of the real. There are only a handful, bunchful of people who have not given up with their constructive ideas. They are working to bring awareness. They are spilling up to their last drop of blood in making the masses understand the real purpose of rituals and education, and probably many more such aspects not touched upon over here. The real purpose has to be divine, the real purpose of systems designed by experts has to be noble, it has to be divine. And when that is masked by wrong ideas, wrong deviation, that leads to a wrong end in which the society goes. This is converting religiousness into a responsibility. More and more people join their hands in making people understand the real meaning, the real navigation of religion, the real navigation of education, the real navigation of art, the real navigation of so many other things. the imbalance in the society can be restored. Let us not stop until it is really late. All our saints in the pre-independence era did the same. They were saints, but actually they were social reformers in the guise of saints. They tried to give a religious touch to what they said, but their messages were highly social. If we dissect their quotes, if we dissect their chants, if we dissect the songs they wrote, it had a highly social, highly noble message towards humanity, towards raising your own self. And they gathered people. They shouted from their gut to bring awakening in them under the name of religion, because that was a very easy magnet for people to attract, for common man to attract. Under the name of religion and God, they were made to uh, people were made to walk on a noble path. These saints made the classes aware of their responsibility towards humanity, towards society, towards country, and towards self-growth in its pinnacle. Not only the social responsibility, religion in its right perspective awakens the responsibility in us to lead ourselves to the path of true understanding, the purpose of human existence, and our first duty to manifest it. I keep talking about this in so many of my videos because that is where you come on time and again. All those who are spreading similar messages in their own fields are directly or indirectly contributing in this task itself. Wherever a true soul observes disorder, malfunctioning, he tries to correct it and bring a harmony in it. And every field gets harmonized, the whole picture will automatically come into a harmony, in a coherence. Good thought soul will never go wasted. People who do good because they are always less in number and masses are bigger, the negative impacts are more, and therefore the people who wisely waste their lives in spreading positive impact can quite often feel defeated, can quite often feel that their purpose is not served. But if they have sown the seeds, they will reap one day. They will reap one day in some form for sure. So, my humble request to all the noble souls who have divine ideas, who have ultimate ideas in their own fields, keep sowing seeds, and they will surely reap one day. That is converting your religion, your dharma, your duty into your responsibility. Take your duty as your responsibility, and then the whole society will be a harmonious place, and then the whole world will be again a place to delve, a place to live very happily. Thank you for being here for this thought of mine. This will be an extension, another angle of so many earlier videos in which I have talked of the same point, probably in different angles. We'll try to put the links to all those in the description box. Those who are interested may definitely listen to those posts also. Thank you so much for being. Bye bye.